Polar bears have been roaming this earth for over 600,000 years. These fuzzy creatures are now in danger of going extinct due to global warming. In 2008, because of the loss of habitat, the polar bear was enlisted in the U.S. Endangered Species Act. The polar bear population has decreased so much that research estimates between 22,000 to 40,000 polar bears exist in the whole entire world, and the majority live in Canada. As you can see from the chart above, in 1980 to 1995, there was a small increase in population. From 1995 to the present day, the population of polar bears has been slowly decreasing. Temperatures the polar bears can endure are from -40 degrees to -90 degrees in the winter. In the summer, the temperatures can range all the way up to 77 degrees Fahrenheit. The polar bears now have to adapt to this drastic change in temperature. Due to the rising temperatures, the ice is now beginning to melt. This can be a major issue for the polar bears, especially in the summer. When the ice melts, the polar bears can no longer hunt seals under or on top of the ice caps. The extent of the sea is slowly getting further and further from the shore, requiring the polar bear to swim long distances to even find ice. Because of the length of distance, the polar bears will become exhausted and sometimes even drown trying to swim to the ice caps. Since these ice caps are so far away, they are typically found in deep waters. Polar bears who do make it to the ice caps are often in trouble due to the lack of prey. It is getting harder and harder for polar bears to find food due to the melting of the ice caps. If polar bears cannot hunt, then they will either starve to death or get very weak and ill. Sick or starving polar bears with little prey to feed on means less reproduction as well. If the bears become less reproductive, then their population will decrease even faster. Polar bears are typically found in more Arctic areas. Due to the temperature increase and the decrease in prey, they are now being forced to migrate just to even find food. The reasoning behind the disappearance of polar bears is global warming and climate change. These two factors are not only affecting polar bears, but they are affecting us too. The warming temperatures, weather changes, and rising sea levels impact what we intake in the environment around us. Due to the scarce amount of food, polar bears are now migrating into towns presenting a threat to the humans. The bears will go into these towns in search for any food they can find. In some places, during certain migrating periods, people are permitted to stay inside due to the danger of coming in contact with a polar bear. Don't be mistaken, as fuzzy and cute as these bears are, they are very dangerous and extremely aggressive. These starving bears could quite possibly mistake you for their next meal. Food has gotten so scarce that some have even resorted to cannibalism. The United States Geological Survey projects that 2/3 of polar bears will disappear by the year 2050. The disappearance of polar bears will largely affect the entire ecosystem. Polar bears are known as an umbrella species in the food chain. These large creatures are on the very top. Polar bears typically eat seals and sometimes even fish. In this food web, the polar bears link everything together. If the polar bears were to go extinct, it would drastically affect the whole food web. There would be an overpopulation of seals, which could result in an underpopulation of fish. The extinction of polar bears could also result in the extinction of another animal. The solutions for saving our polar bears are quite simple. We can easily make a difference by living a more green-efficient lifestyle. The polar bear's survival is linked to sea ice. This habitat is greatly affected by climate change. To reduce climate change, we must simply reduce greenhouse gas emissions. You can do this through social interaction, transportation, home and work, or even what you eat. Encouraging your society to adapt to a sustainable lifestyle can make a huge impact. You could also get involved in your community and raise awareness for planting trees, recycling bottles, and recycling paper. Walking or riding a bike will reduce the amount of gas you use. When at home or at work, try only using your heating or cooling systems when absolutely needed. Subscribing to green power, replacing your light bulbs with LED bulbs, or even reducing the amount of water you use makes an impact. Consuming food that is minimally processed or locally grown will help abstain from the use of factories. We have adopted all of these solutions, but sadly not everyone goes by them. The world is slowly but surely becoming a greener place. Creating an organization that revolves around going green would make a substantial difference. This organization would promote recycling and reducing the amount of resources such as water or plastic. If this project succeeds, the polar bears stand a fighting chance and it will make our environment safer and more livable.